So remittances are a huge topic with credit unions as it relates to reaching the Hispanic community. And the reason is there's a huge need for money transfers domestically and internationally. So from the United States to Latin America. So there's billions of dollars that are transferred on an annual basis from the United States to Latin America. So there's a need for a tool. So there are a lot of remittance providers. Traditionally, they're held outside of financial institutions. So majority are done with mom and pop types of grocery stores, different tiendas, things like that. Now, what's happened is there has been a movement into financial institutions. So a lot of financial institutions, and credit unions included, are now offering remittance services, which has been a great way to incorporate a really needed financial service into mainstream financial institution. So there's been a huge need for that, and now their credit unions are fulfilling that role. CFPB is now requiring, they have additional requirements that are going into place as of February 7th. So a lot of these requirements relate to the disclosures that are required and some other requirements. What has happened because of this is there a lot of providers, a lot of remittance providers are not able to comply with these remittance requirements. And so what's happened is a lot of them have actually stepped out of the service. They have decided that they're no longer able to comply with these requirements, and so then they're no longer going to provide remittances. Several of these remittance providers, credit unions have worked through and have utilized in the past. So it's been challenging in the last couple of months for these credit unions that have been notified that who they've currently used is no longer going to be available. There's also some uncertainty of if any other providers are going to stop providing services. There's some uncertainty of what if any of those requirements are going to change before the deadline, et cetera. So there's a whole sense of uncertainty right now in the marketplace. But the need still continues for a money transfer tool. There are some remittance providers that are continuing to provide remittances to Latin America, and they are looking at the requirements for disclosures and other requirements that they have to comply with. A great place to start is to do some research to see which providers are still in the marketplace. The very first question in today's climate is to ask if the provider is putting steps in place to comply with the requirements as of February. That being said, if they're able to, then the next step is to do the due diligence process with those remittance providers. There are a lot of remittance providers that are still in the marketplace, and each of them is a little bit different. Some are more of the traditional remittance service, so non-wire transfer service. Others are ACH based. Some require an account on both ends. Some require an account on one end, and a receiver can pick it up. So the next step, so the first step is to find remittance providers that are still in the marketplace. The second step would be for the credit union to really identify what are the needs of their members in their community when it comes to remittances. So the one step is to look at country of origin. So if a majority of the Latinos or Hispanics in their field of membership are from Mexico, for example, they'd want to ensure that the remittance provider had service in Mexico. If majority of their members or potential members are from rural Mexico, it's even more important to have providers in the rural communities. So once a credit union has identified a list of needs of their community, of their members and their potential members, then meeting with these different remittance providers to identify the best provider for that credit union.